Episode 180. Today we recap the Mets series and preview the upcoming series against the St. Louis Cardinals. You're listening to the Bucko Banter podcast, brought to you by the Just Baseball Media Network. Cue the music.
Rockin' 101, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Order steak by the plates, and in case after case, run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snake.
Welcome back to another episode of Bucko Banner. I am drinking an energy drink because I am exhausted. Been in the sun all weekend. And the Pirates are back, dare I say.
It's 8
Don't
p.m.
let them get hot. I know it's 8 p.m. Let's change the subject. Don't let the Buccos get hot.
I'm just looking out for your health. It was a brutal weekend from the Heat perspective. Walking around the park. Really had to weather that storm. Sometimes quite literally with the rain coming through in Pittsburgh. But
I'm honestly just happy we got some time down on the field this weekend, and like we got these games in because the storm wasn't going to get in between the Pirates' bats and how hot they were. The momentum was on our side, and it was a fun weekend. I thought last weekend was going to be the hottest one we had so far, but I feel like this weekend was probably hotter.
the storm was the Pirates.
Yeah.
We were just talking before we got on. 30-4. They outscored the Mets, Scotty. 30-4. And I'll take some personal responsibility when it's necessary. In our morning show at Allegheny, the morning after they beat the Mets 9-1, I believe on Friday, shout out Allegheny Coffee and Tea, I said, or the question was posed, are the Pirates going to score more runs, just like they scored on Friday? And I said, no. I said, there's no chance.
You know what's funny about that? I was just at my girlfriend's house, and her parents were like, "You guys were doubting them on the show."
I doubted.
Yeah,
I doubted them, and you called it. You said, "Hey, listen, this is a series where I think they could take advantage of the Mets, who had a team meeting in Pittsburgh at PNC Park, have been on a downslide, and we took full advantage of that." Tommy Pham is hitting home runs. O'Neal Cruz. 2 bombs today. He's back. Brian Reynolds is heating up. Brian Hayes is hitting above, 400 this past week?
It's getting hot. Teams are calling.
Right at the right time. It was the best series I've watched this year as a Pirates fan.
Yeah.
Just no stress, watching offense, driving the ball in the gaps, over the fence, just all around solid, not giving up any stupid mistakes. What a series it was. And it was fun being at the park. Good time.
It was absolutely, man. Gave away some cards, gave away a signed ball this weekend, gave away some baseball cards today to some kids. The ballpark, what was nice to see, I mean, the weather and everything contributed, but the ballpark was pretty packed all weekend, pretty consistently. Lots of Mets fans. Those fans travel. Anyone from New York, Boston, the Dodgers, they come all the way in from Westmoreland County. And, it's good. It's just good to see PNC Park like packed. It's always good to see that ballpark packed.
Apparently Steve Cohen organized a march across the Clemente Bridge. 1,700 Mets fans all came over at once. Did you hear about this?
Wait, when? Was he here?
It was Saturday.
Was he here?
I don't know if he was here or not, but I think he covered some expenses for a group of Mets fans to have a rendezvous at PNC Park. And imagine 1,700 Mets fans marching across the Clemente Bridge just to get absolutely fucking spanked.
Dog walked.
All weekend.
Wow. Hey, man. Allocating resources in the right places. $700 million to Juan Soto and funds to march across the Clemente Bridge.
What is his defensive runs saved in right field, by the way? Do we know that? Because
Well, that's been his lesser tool. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's lower than you think.
because he had some just awful. You call it the as a
Reads.
former outfielder. Well, yeah, the reads were bad, but as a former outfielder, this year he has -9 run value.
Why do you think Aaron Judge had to play center field full time for the Yankees?
-9.
Yeah, it's scary, man. He's not the best outfielder. He's probably destined for like first base in the future, or maybe even DH. But
$800 million for a DH. The power of hitting, man. I mean, like you cannot.
well, I mean,
what he's done at the plate.
yeah. I mean, he's gotten better as the season's gone on at the plate. But it was kind of crazy to see how them crumble. They've lost 13 of their last 16 games. And they come in here thinking maybe this is the series to get right. We're playing the Pirates. And boy, were they wrong, because you got great outings from, I mean, Bailey Falter didn't pitch the full game, obviously. He was shortened due to the rain. Mitch Keller looked good. Braxton Ashcraft came in after the delay and looked good. Mike Burrows, I thought was taken out too quickly today, but that's Donnie Ball, man. He's aggressive. Ended up working out in their favor. Carmen Mlodzinski gave a lot of quality innings in that bulk relief role to end the game. Just quality innings from all their pitchers. I don't think I mean, they've only scored 4 runs this week. I don't think there was a pitcher that looked bad this week out of the rotation or the bullpen for the Pirates.
No, they've looked solid. Nothing dominant, but just enough, which is funny. They're doing just enough for your team to win. And it's been significantly less than what they were doing before. Right? If you look at the body of work that the starting pitching has gone through and the bullpen during certain stretches of the year, you look at it and you say, how is this team not winning? And while the performances that the pitching staff has given over the past week have been decent, especially in this Mets series, very good, it hasn't even been close to what they've been capable of. And they won big all 3 games because the bats were there. Tommy Pham can see now. The rain is gone. He could see clearly now.
By the way, Tommy Pham, I'm becoming a Tommy Pham fan.
Oh, I love Tommy, dude.
I'm a big Tommy fan. He's the man. Do we talk about his on? Well, I guess we wouldn't have because we were on the field Saturday,
right?
But he was taking ground balls at shortstop,
as he does. He does. Often.
Yeah, apparently he does that. Yeah, and pretty funny. He was coming off the field yelling. Gene Lamont's sitting on the bench trying not to be in the sun because he's 80 years old. He's screaming, Gene, just 1 inning. 1 inning. Give me 1 inning. If we're up 10 runs, I'm playing shortstop. I was dying, dude. We were cracking up. And then he proceeded to walk right in front of Pete Alonso as he was bunting in batting practice, like walk in front of the turtle. And Pete was just like, what's going on?
So funny, dude. It was
dap someone up on the other side. It was so funny.
He was on one.
Yeah. It's Tommy's world, and we're living in it. And I love, he's definitely the most vocal guy in that clubhouse. I mean, am I wrong?
No.
So seeing him getting going and maybe getting some confidence, you got to be happy for him. So
good time of the year for him to start hitting some home runs.
A lot of these guys.
Key Brian Hayes. We talked about trade deadline a lot at the live show at Allegheny Coffee and Tea. Key Brian Hayes' name has been brought up a lot. David Bednar, Dennis Santana, IKF, obviously, who hasn't been as hot as he's been for most of the year. But a guy like Tommy Pham, where you say, well, what could you get for a Tommy Pham? Probably not much, but would a team want him if he starts hitting a little bit more? Maybe, right? Potentially. So you never know. You don't want to close the door on those opportunities. I think I'm excited for the trade deadline. I'm worked up from this series, the second sweep of the year for the Pirates. Would they do the Phillies and now the Mets?
Yeah.
So we're just getting the tri-state area.
No, they run the NL East. So NL East runs
in the NL East. Yeah.
I'm gonna go a step further. The NL East runs through Pittsburgh.
They used to be in the East.
They were, yeah. Is the East easier than the Central? People are asking.
People are saying, yeah, just putting it out there. Just putting it out there, Scott. Before we get into some headlines, go over to tseshop.com for all your sports memorabilia needs. Pirates, Penguins, Steelers. Get that Paul Skeens autographed jersey, that Andrew McCutchen signed baseball, a Nick Gonzalez signed photo. Whatever your heart desires, you can find it at Total Sports Enterprises. Go over to TSC Shop. You can go in the description below and click the link to let them know Bucko Banter sent you. Dennis Santana was suspended officially, reduced to 3 games, I believe. So he can hit.
At that price point, he can hit for 3 games.
3 games. Holderman was sent to Bradenton for a rehab assignment. Genesis Cabrera signed with the team. You saw him versus his former team, the Mets, this series. He pitched very well. Not sure if you mentioned this before, but Hunter Stratton was designated for assignment. Michael Darrell Hicks was outrighted to Indianapolis. And that's about that. Scott, why don't you bring us into Friday's game?
Yeah, Friday. Mitch Keller, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 4 Ks. That only run was a Soto homer. 3.90 ERA, generated 8 whiffs. Isaac Matson got his second hold. 1.1 1/3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned, 3 Ks, 1.84 ERA. Continues to go out there and shove fastballs at the top of the zone and says, try and hit it. Genesis Cabrera, this was his first outing with the Pirates, 1 1/3, no hits, 1 K. And Shugart went one inning, no hits, 1 walk. His ERA is at 3.18. Brian Reynolds stays hot, 2 for 5 with a double, his 9th homer, 3 RBIs. Alexander Canario was hitting the ball hard, 2 for 4, 2 doubles, 1 RBI. Brian Hayes stays hot, 2 for 4, a double and an RBI. 12 hits total, 6 for 17 with runners in scoring position, 9 left on base, 6 Ks. You're going to see this as a general theme in this series. Runners in scoring position, they were very successful.
Very, very successful. Saturday versus the Mets, 9-2 dub. Bailey Falter, as you mentioned earlier, his start was cut short because of the rain delay. He went 1 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 1 K. And that was just about that for the Mets offense. Braxton Ashcraft gave up a run in 2 2/3, 5 hits, 2 Ks. He's looked great in his short stint with the Buccos. Dennis Santana, 1 2/3, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Caleb Ferguson went 2 innings, 1 walk, 2 Ks. The offense, Scott, Kutch, Gonzo, Bart, Hayes, all with 2 hits. As a team, 8 Ks, 5 walks, 12 hits, 6 for 12 runners in scoring position, 8 left on base. And Cruz had his 27th stolen bag of the year.
Let's go into today's game. It was a hot one this afternoon, 12-1. The Pirates won, and the Pirates offense forced another team to pitch a position player. Travis Jankowski was throwing 48 up there. Pretty cool. I wish I had it at bat today. But Mike Burrows, 4 1/3, 4 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 5 Ks. Mike Burrows has looked good, man. 4.15 ERA. Genesis Cabrera, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 K. And Majinski, that bulk relief role, went 3 2/3, 2 hits, no earned, 2 Ks. O'Neal Cruz, 2 cruise missiles, 2 for 4. He's 15 homers on the year now, 4 RBIs. That averages slightly up to 210. Tommy Pham hit his 2nd homer of the year, and I just missed it live. Was that opposite field?
It was.
Nice. 2 for 4. His 2nd homer, like I said, 2 RBIs. Brian Hayes had some shots. I don't know if you saw the one that Jeff McNeil dove for in the outfield, which I don't know why he dove for it, but it was an absolute shot off the bat. Hit really hard. 3 for 5, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Henry Davis, a quiet 4 for 4, 9-hole today. Had a double. Hit his average is up to 207. 16 hits total. 16. 4 for 11 with runners in scoring position. 5 left on base. 9 Ks. They really, for the most part, limited the Ks this week. They generated a lot of hard contact. It was an all-around great weekend with the bats. Probably going to be the best one they have all year. I will say this. On my way out today, when we talked to him on the field, Dwayne Reeder, owner of the Clemente Museum, he was holding a torpedo bat in his hands. I had not seen one up close. It's weird, man. They look very different. Yeah.
Whose torpedo bat was it?
He was talking really fast. He was on his way out, and I had to get an elevator to go up. This was after we ate today. And he had 2 bats in his hand. One of them was a torpedo. It's like, whoa. Oh, McNeil, Jeff McNeil.
Mm,
Yeah. So pretty cool.
interesting. Good stuff. Well, let's put this series behind us. We got business to attend to. The Cardinals are coming to town. Let's take a quick break here, and then we'll be back with our preview of the St. Louis Cardinals. Scott, we're back at PNC Park against the NL Central rival St. Louis Cardinals. Before we get into that, go over to Sports Card Junction, 9011 Perry Highway, for all of your hobby needs. Baseball cards, football cards, basketball, hockey, soccer, much, much more. Pokemon, if that's your thing, you could find it all at Sports Card Junction. Me personally, whether I need supplies for my collecting hobbies or just getting all of my baseball cards, I exclusively go to Sports Card Junction. All the packs that we hand out at the games and all the fun giveaways come from Sports Card Junction, the best sports collecting store, hobby, whatever you want to call it. You could find it at Sports Card Junction. You go to sportscardjunction.com or just go over to the shop, 9011 Perry Highway. Let's talk about the St. Louis Cardinals, 47-38, third in the NL Central right now. Monday, we have right-handed pitcher Eric Fetty. This year, 3-7 with a 4.11 ERA and 87 2/3 innings pitched, 16 games, 57 Ks with a 1.36 WHIP. His last outing in April versus the Pirates, he went 6 innings, no hits, no earned, 4 walks, 2 Ks in Pirates 2-1 W. His arsenal is a sinker, cutter, sweeper, change. He goes to the sinker 37% of the time. Prototypical pitch to contact righty with improved command and a refined sweeper and a smart edge-oriented strategy. He's not a strikeout arm, but his control and pitch mix make him a solid mid-rotation piece. Effective pitch mix when a sweeper is tunneling off the sinker. So again, you get the sinker, cutter, sweeper, change. Pretty straightforward. Sits low 90s, can probably crank it up to like 94, 95, but not going to be overpowering.
Then Tuesday, we got Andre Payante, who's been in the bullpen, but mostly in the rotation this year for the Cardinals. He's facing Skeens Tuesday night, 5-4 with a 4.43 ERA this year, 87 1/3 innings pitched, 16 games started, 60 Ks, and a 1.35 WHIP. He throws mostly a 4-seam slider combo at you. The 4-seam will sit mid-90s, 94 to 96. The slider will be high 80s. And then a sinker and curve around 15% of the time. The sinker at 95 and the curve in the high 70s. He's a ground ball specialist with unusual ride and run on the fastball, a solid breaking pitch arsenal, and an above-average command. Won't overpower anyone, even though the fastball gets up there. But he beats hitters by inducing weak contact and controlling bats.
And Sunday, familiar face in Sonny Gray versus Mitch Keller. This year, Gray is 8-2 with a 3.36 ERA, 93 2/3 innings pitched, 16 games, 101 Ks with a 1.09 WHIP. In his 2 outings versus the Pirates, one in April, he went 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, no walks, 4 Ks. And then last in May versus the Pirates, 7 innings, 2 hits, no earned, 1 walk, 8 Ks. Recently went a complete game in 89 pitches. Sonny Gray has been him for pretty much all of his career. The arsenal is a sweeper, 4-seam, sinker, curve, cutter, change, slider, 7 pitches, high spin, elite command, and efficient sequencing. His curveball, true out pitch, and the 4-seam, high spin at the top of the zone, while the sinker is used to run in on right-handed hitters. They always struggle against Sonny Gray. Always.
Third time's a charm, right, though?
Probably not. Sonny Gray is a true vet. It's always fun listening to him talk about pitching as well and his experience throughout Major League Baseball. Before we get out of here, and before we wrap it up with any last words, we got our hitter and pitchers of the week. Scott, the hitter of the week is going to be, I believe we decided, is Brian Reynolds.
Yep.
Brian Reynolds might be back. Couple bombs, slugging a little bit more, driving in runs, a presence in the top to middle of the order. Brian Reynolds is the hitter of the week.
Yeah, Brian Reynolds has been killing it. The pitcher of the week is going to be, there's a lot of guys that we could go with here. No one had like overpowering stuff this week in terms of the stat sheet. Isaac Madsen looked good. Caleb Ferguson looked good out of the bullpen. Going to go with Mitch Keller, man. 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 4 Ks against the Mets in that Friday opener. Man, he pitched. We finally got a dub with Mitch on the mound, and he, as always, pitched well enough for us to win. And I'm gonna enjoy every start that Mitch Keller has left here at PNC Park.
Really, really fun weekend. We needed that. We needed a couple dubs.
We deserve that.
Exactly. Hey, all of you listening deserve that. If you made it out to the park, I'm glad you got to see some winning baseball. If you're just a fan of the Pirates for whatever reason, whether you're born here, you're born into it, your family forced you to do it, I'm happy for you. You got to see good baseball this weekend, and hopefully that carries over. But baseball is definitely a momentum sport. Carry that. You never know what's going to happen. Just enjoy it. Let's see how long this lasts. As we mentioned, we got the Cardinals coming into town. We'll be at the stadium this week, and then we're off to Seattle. So if you're in Seattle or if you're a Pirates fan traveling, you live there, come hit us up. We'll be at the park doing content. We got our network's Mariners podcast, the Marine Layer pod out there as well. So we're going to be doing some content with them. Going to be a great time. I've never been to Safeco before. Is it Safeco?
No, it's
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile now. It was Safeco, yeah.
It was Safeco. So T-Mobile Park is going to be awesome. It's going to be a very busy week between going to the Cardinal series and then heading out west. But if you don't already, go follow us on all social media. Make sure you're liking and commenting. We're going to have some cool giveaways coming over Instagram fairly soon. If you haven't seen the bar video yet, go watch the bar video. Comment your favorite bar. Let the people know where they went wrong or where your favorite spot is. Make sure you're tagging that bar or restaurant. And then go to YouTube, like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Go to buckobanter.com. Get all of your merch. We saw some Bucko Banter merch at the park this weekend. Super cool. And of course, if you see us at the park, don't be afraid to say hi.
Yeah.
We're for the people.
Yeah,
it was a great time. And
the people's pod, man.
We're the people's pod. I love it. All right. Until next time, raise it.
Raise it.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates or the steak by the plates and they